What is up, gamers? Welcome to the channel. I hope you're doing well, and thank you so much for joining me. Today I have another game for you guys, and this is the one that got me to top ace. I defeated the final boss, and you'll see that game very shortly here. But first, I wanted to go over the deck real quick here and explain it to you guys a little bit, and maybe give you some tips on how to use it if you would like to try it out for yourself. I played this game last night on stream, and so I've been streaming every night of the beta. I've been having a lot of fun and a lot of success, and if you'd like to stop by and check it out, I usually am trying to start around 9 p.m. Eastern, but time may vary depending on life going on and whatnot. So but anyways, let me get into this deck here for you. And this is what we ran for the most part for most of the time I was trying to climb to top ace. And I feel this deck is really strong. It worked for me. If you're anything like me, I think it will be really useful for people who are newer, or people who don't have the micro-intensive skill or multitasking skill that some of the other top players have. I think this deck works out very well for that. That being said, every deck is going to take some time to get used to. It's going to take some practice getting better with it, and it's going to take time to learn your weaknesses and learn how to compensate for that. Every deck is going to have a weakness in it somewhere, and so you just have to try to play around that to the best of your ability, and just know that sometimes you're going to lose. It's going to happen. You can't have a perfect 100% win rate all the time. So just be patient with it and stick with it. And I think eventually you will have a lot of success. As long as you're having more than a 50% win rate, you should be climbing anyways. So I think this deck would be more than capable of doing that for most people out there. However, the first thing I have to point out is that the Guardian Shield is getting a bit of a nerf. I haven't been able to test it out yet or anything like that. So, you know, I think the Guardian Shield should still be a pretty good option for most people. But I haven't fully tested it yet or anything like that. So I would assume that it's still decent, at least. But it did get nerfed, so keep that in mind. There are other things that you could swap out for the Guardian Shield, though. You could swap in other anti-air options, like the Recall Hunter. The Beetle is also very good, and as well as the Hornet. And I think maybe the Missile Bot is pretty good too. So, I mean, there's definitely other options that you could try there. The Guardian Shield is just a little bit easier to have to protect your bases and whatnot. So. And then let's start with the core units here. I think you can make most core units work here. I find the Recall to be the best for me, at least, because it's very simple and easy to use, and you can easily defend any of your bases with it. And then what I would like to do a lot of times with the Recall is actually try to pull off some kind of sneak attack maneuver to take out a base real fast. You can try to slowly move these across the battlefield, in kind of, you know, on the sides of the map, so that your opponent hopefully doesn't see them, and if they get on top of a base, they can take it out pretty quickly, even if that base has Guardian Shield. And so I really like doing that with the Recalls, and then they can get out and you can you know, save them that way. So give the Recall a try, and again, if that doesn't work out, feel free to try some of the other core units. And if you have been checking out any of my previous videos or watched my previous streams, you'll know that I haven't really changed up my Foundry too much. My Foundry units here have been tried and true for myself, at least. And honestly, I only go the Foundry if I know my opponent is also going Foundry. If they tech into Foundry, I immediately tech into Foundry after them. And my Foundry, honestly, very rarely loses to anyone else's Foundry. I have struggled a few times against some things like the Bombers and the Gargantua, but other than that, this has been a very solid Foundry for me. But just keep in mind that if they tech swap to their Starforge and have some air units, you're going to also have to tech swap into air immediately, because you are obviously not going to have any anti-air in the Foundry. So you cannot go the Foundry if they are going into air. And Then let's take a quick look at the Starforge here. The Starforge is what I struggled with the most. It was difficult to find the right combination for me that worked best against everything. And so this is what I kind of settled on for the last stretch of my games here. And I think this was working pretty well. I got the Falcon and the Dragonfly. The Dragonfly is probably the best just all around tier 2 Starforge unit. It can shoot both up and down, and so it's just all around very strong. And then the Falcon, although it is very slow and it's going to be very difficult to push across the map with the Falcon, it will give you a stronger defense against those ground targets. So if you're getting flooded by a bunch of ground units and they're also bringing in some ground anti-air and whatnot, the Falcon is going to be your best bet for that. I have also tried a bunch of other tier 2 options, and you can make other options work as well. But I found the Falcon and probably the Stinger to be the best. So if you would like to try the Stinger as well in place of the Falcon or the Dragonfly, I would highly recommend the Stinger as well. And then, of course, last but not least, we have the Valkyrie here. Valkyrie is just the king of the air, as I've said before, and it will do extremely well against any of your opponent's Starforge air options. And so the only thing the Valkyrie is going to struggle up against pretty much is any ground anti-air that your opponent has, and especially the Predator. But honestly, I haven't seen hardly anybody running the Predator. It comes up a few times, and you just have to know that you're going to struggle. It's going to be difficult. You might end up losing, but as long as you're not seeing too many people running the Predator, you'll have a really good win rate then anyways. So I wouldn't worry about those losses. But I think Valkyrie is the best anti-air option. It's going to do really well against the Shade, Locust, Kappa, Spore, everything that your opponent might have in terms of air. So I just found if I was running any other kind of anti-air option, I would just eventually struggle against too many different things. And so the idea with this deck is to play very reactive. You'll start the game and you'll just wait and see what your opponent does, and you'll just copy exactly what they do. If they expand, you'll expand right after them. If they tech into Foundry, you'll tech into Foundry right after them. If they tech into Starforge, you'll tech into Starforge right after them. If they are going into their Foundry and then they swap to tech up into their Starforge right after that, you'll then swap and tech into your Starforge right after that. So you have to play reactively, play defensively, and then once you have the advantage on them in terms of either resources or base value or an advantage in the tech, if you feel that your tech is much better than theirs, then you can start going on the offensive and trying to push them. Another difficulty with this deck is going to be when they're going into Foundry, and if they have really strong tier 2 Foundry and all you have is the Recall and the Destroyer, you just have to try to stall long enough and play defensively well until you're able to get to your tier 3 Foundry or into your Starforge. Just do your best with the Recalls and Destroyers to either defend your bases, or you could still, again, try to sneak around and take out some of his bases. And even if you're base trading, you should be fine overall. Anyways, I think that's it for this one. And real quick, before we get into this game, just want to say thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy this, if you could please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. I'd very much appreciate it. It would help me out a lot. And thanks again. That'll do it for this one, and I'll see you again soon in the next one. Okay, see, like he's got the butterfly airship, which is pretty nasty. That is going to be a little difficult for me if he goes that. I just had to stall long enough for me to get to the Valkyrie, and then I should be okay. But it's a little difficult before that. What I saw Heyman do was to get the anti-air flak cannon in place of the Dragonfly. Artillery as his final Starforge unit. Okay. Flak cannon is amazing at getting big scary stuff. He does run the anti-air recall unit in place of Guardian Shield though. Yeah.
Resource base warmed up and working.
Yeah, the flak turret is awesome, but it's weak to the butterfly, of course, so that's the only thing you got to watch out for. And yeah, I don't think the flak turret works too well with the guardian shield. Core, both recall units, foundry, mortar, destroyer, sniper, starforge, flak, artillery, falcon. Yeah, that seems pretty good. I've played Heyman a couple of times. He's pretty darn good. Oh, shoot, gotta pay attention here. All right, game's starting. Game's starting now. We'll expand again.
Base warmed up. Enemy is building a resource base.
You have recalled? We are recall, here or there.
Alright, I should do fine with just the destroyer, I think.
Calibrating multiple recalls, short job. Watching for flares.
Enemy tech is turning on. Be ready.
Okay,
Sure.
sure.
Green, heavy infantry moving. Reprise and reprise.
Foundry ready.
Cover it.
Starting advanced foundry.
Recall it.
Okay.
Enemy is building a resource base.
Hopefully this works.
Destroy en route. You have chosen us. March. Prime firepower. Okay.
You got a resource space
No.
taking fire. Cover it. Exposed rear. Workers down. You got a resource space taking fire. Your resource space is gone.
Okay. Base race it
Advanced
is.
foundry ready.
Yes.
Okay. That was pretty good for me. Still got a lot of my destroyers. My gosh, these crabs are tanky as heck, though. My gosh.
Sons unloaded.
Long gun ready. Easy now.
Oh, baby. All right. Let's go. GG. Oh, come on. Please tell me this is the game that made. Yes, let's go. Exactly 7,000. Oh, let's go, baby. Finally. That took a while. That was pretty tough. Yeah, I think I have a little bit more of a noob play style, to be honest. And I just try to rely more on strategy and making good tech decisions and everything. So that works for me. And so, like, if you're struggling with micro and stuff like that, you know, I think this type of deck might work for you. Thank you for the congrats and GGs. Appreciate it. Not a single MMR more. Exactly. That's how we do. All right. Good night, man. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good night, day. Let's go. Top ace. Another screenshot.